Stay connected with the latest in wellness and healthcare news. Find Faith Community Hospital on Facebook and Twitter. Visit fchtexas.com for more information.
Coach Danny Neighbors, and we're here in Panther Country. The game with Whitesboro on Friday night. Another one of those heartbreaking games for your team right now. That game was a different tenure of game for your team, though, from what I read on this year.
Sure. I mean, it was 6-6 with 4 minutes to go into the half, and then we made a couple of mistakes, and they got up on us. But overall, the effort was a lot better this week for us. We've seen improvements in a lot of areas. I think it's something that we can build on and go on into the next district ball games. I think our kids felt you never feel good about a loss, but the effort was there. We played hard, and our kids are still working hard, and we're going to go into next week looking for a win.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about that game here in a minute. The teams had some disappointments this year, but, football is a game of ups and downs, and you're going to have good streaks and bad streaks. We were chatting before we started the interview. Might be time for the turnaround for this team, but let me ask you kind of a philosophical question. Who's it harder on, the coaches or the players in a situation that your team's been going through? It's hard on everybody, but who's it harder on?
I don't really know. I think the kids, it's hard on them and us too, the whole community. I don't think it's ever good for anybody. I think there's lessons in life to be learned. I know this. We've got to get stronger. It'll break us all. But right now the kids are still fighting, and we're getting better, and I see hope in the future, and I think our kids do too.
And boy, you are so right. We were talking about it a couple weeks ago, I think. There are really life lessons in a situation like this. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Sure, and we got kids out there that could give up, and these kids that are sticking with us are going out there every day. They're busting their butts. I appreciate that, and we as coaches will stand behind them all the way whenever they do that for us.
Coming up, set that game up for us. You got a tough one with Bowie coming up.
Right, we got Bowie coming up. They're a good football team. They dropped down, but I think every team in our district's pretty good football teams. But you know what? We're going in there to win the ball game. That's our belief, and that's what we'll always do. So we'll prepare and go as it is.
Terrific, and we wish you the best of luck in that. Let's talk to a couple of those athletes, can we?
Yes, sir. That's fine. Thanks.
We're back. Coach Neighbors, a couple of your standout guys from that tough one on Friday night. But introduce these guys. We want to visit with them.
Well, we've got two guys that's played very well for us all year, two juniors. Jared Holt plays split end and corner for us, and then Tanner Valentine, quarterback and free safety.
Right. And step over just a little bit, not far. Golly, that's a heartbreaking game. A game like that, and I know you guys were playing with heart. Coach and I were talking about it. Tanner, you had a good night, but boy, what's the feeling down on the field when things just aren't going to go your way?
It's tough, but for the most part of that game, everybody kept fighting, kept their heads up. So, it's tough, but then again, there was a little good feeling that everyone was still fighting. They just lay down.
Yeah, and you can take that away from the game. What about from your perspective? Down there on the field in a game like that, you had some high moments, and you had a good game. But then when it's just not going your way towards the end, what happens in your mind?
Well, I feel like we just got to stay focused, keep our eye on what's important, and stay team.
How much do the coaches talk about that?
They talk about it a lot. That's their prime focus on us, and they want us to stay as a team and keep us focused on what's important, and that's winning ball games.
From what I hear, that's paying off too. As you got a tough schedule, and Coach and I were talking about it's a tough group of teams that you're going to come up against. But you haven't played easy teams, so really you've been prepared pretty well at this point, in your season. How you feel going into this Bowie game?
Just ready, and just ready to try to go out there and get a win. It's got to be coming.
Yeah, no, right. Is it turnaround time?
I think it is. I think we're going to come out and win. I think we're going to come out focused and ready to play.
One of my favorite questions to ask you guys, how long have you been playing football?
Ever since third grade.
You.
Third grade. That's good.
Right. All of your experience playing football and then your high school career to this point, you're both juniors. You got another year ahead of you. What's the number one thing that at this point you would say, that's the best thing for me about my experience playing football? If you can pick one, I'll let you think about it, Tanner. How about you?
I would have to say the team part. I mean, like everybody getting together, having fun. You know, it's all about a team, and we all got to work in unity.
Yeah, I hear that a lot about you, Tanner.
Well, just come out here and play with the guys that you've grown up playing with, and finally playing on those Friday nights that you grew up looking to play on.
Yeah, just think about it. With Facebook now, this family will be together for a long, long time, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you Facebook?
Yes.
Do you?
A little bit, not very much.
Do you do it at school?
No.
Good, good. Coach is listening right over there. What's the best thing about playing for Coach? As you know, as far as I know, there's good times and bad times, and you know, there's tough times, and coaches are coaches. But what's the best thing about playing under this head coach?
How competitive it is, and how no matter how the season going, you're just gonna keep fighting, never give up.
How about you?
Well, we're gonna stay positive no matter what, and we're just gonna fight harder.
What's your favorite subject in school?
Yeah. Favorite subject? Probably speech. It's pretty easy.
How about you?
Spanish.
Spanish? Okay, I'm going to ask you to speak Spanish. You need to make a speech.
Oh.
Just kidding, guys. Let y'all off the hook. Best of luck to you in the remaining district play, and as you go up against a tough Bowie team on Friday night. We want to hear about a W next week. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.